Hey, my name is Yolanda, and welcome to Frank Factualities, the podcast. Tune in each week as I speak frankly about life experiences from my perspective and offer you a bit of unsolicited advice. Let's take a little time to laugh, to think, and to cry as we tackle some serious topics and some not so serious topics. Be sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Hey, welcome to Frank Factualities podcast. My name is Yolanda. Thank you for tuning into my show and joining me for another episode. I feel like that hey was a little abrasive. I'm sorry, y'all. I don't know. It just felt like I yelled that in instead of like the, smooth sounds of the quiet storm. The Breakfast Club was talking about the quiet storm this morning, and they never lied. I think everybody had a quiet storm. I'm doing okay, guys. I'm lying. I've been saying I'm doing okay all day, but I think I have a pinched nerve in my arm. I don't even know what that means, but when I think of what somebody says a pinched nerve is, I think that that's what I'm feeling. It's like this pain that I can't describe that's in my arm, and I have to take ibuprofen to stop it from hurting. I have to press down on it so I don't feel it. It hurts. My hand is weak. I can't move it. It shoots down from my shoulder to my arm, like right by my elbow. And then right by my elbow is just this pain. And I massage it with a massage gun. I put ice on it. It's just like this pain. And it feels like, you slept on your arm the wrong way. And sometimes when you wake up, you got this like crook or something. That's what it felt like. And then the pain just started shooting down my arm. And I know I probably should go see somebody, but I'm just like, what are they going to do? When I read up on it, it just says like, oh, they rehab, they do X, Y, Z, but I can't keep or take your ibuprofen. Well, who wants to keep popping pills every single day? I'm not a take medicine every day type of girl, but this right here is about to make me take medicine every sound of it. Like, it's really hurting right now while I'm recording this, and I'm sitting here pressing in on my arm because I can't stand the pain while I'm sitting here talking. I was in the dentist's office today getting cleaning, and I had to lift my arm up just to hold my arm because it was hurting so bad and throbbing, and I just couldn't take it. So I don't know what to do. And I know when you have these type of issues and you got to go to the doctor, it's always, oh, you got to get a referral. And then you got to go to these doctors, and the appointments take forever. And then people get on you when you go to the emergency room for something like this, but the doctor takes forever to see you. And I don't know what to do, y'all, but it is hurting bad. And I can't. I wish I could put like, you know how you can do one of those like compression things or whatever. I wish I had something like that I can compress on my arm so I don't feel the pain. But even then I still feel it. It's just not as harsh or deep as before. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I don't think I ever been at a 7, 8, but that's where I'm at right now. It really does hurt. I have a high pain tolerance, and that I'm not going to cry about it. But is it agonizing pain? Yes. And is it constant all day long? Yes. And I work at a desk, and so I'm always having to have my right arm, because that's where it is, on a mouse and moving it constantly on my computer. And that arm hurts so bad that I don't want to do that. So I don't know how I'm going to work through the pain. I really don't know. So am I doing okay? No, not really. Let me tell the truth. I'm not really doing okay. I'm not really doing okay while I'm recording this. So if it ends in 15 minutes, y'all, it's the pain, and it is what it is, because I got to go put some ice on it or something to distract me from the fact that it hurts. On a good note, it's my birthday week. I don't really do that. I'm celebrating all week, but because I only talk to you guys on Thursday, even though you may listen to me on Friday or Saturday, just know that Sunday, the 26th of July, is my birthday. So I'll be 45. I lied. I'm going to be 46. So it's not really a major significant birthday. It's significant in that I'm alive, but it's not like a major milestone. I've hit the 40 and the 45. So my next to me milestone is 50. And I think that I'm going to feel a type of way when I turn 50, just that, oh my God, I always imagined what my life would be like at 50. And here I am at 50. And is it what I thought it would be? And have I accomplished the things I thought I would have accomplished at 50? We always, when we were younger, saw 50 as this grand old age. And now that I'm so close to 50, 50 feels so young. Right. And I may not have another 50 years. And I think that's what's kind of like a little sad about turning 50. I may have another 40 years, right? That's realistic. Even when you turn 30, you may have another 30 years. But once you start getting past 50, the idea that you're going to have another double of those years, it starts to get slim, right? So, but I'm happy to be alive and healthy, even though my arm hurts. And I'm happy to be talking to you all. So it is what it is. Street talk, I'm still in work mode, y'all. I ain't got it. I do want to vent about work real quick, though. And that probably is going to get into my accountability. Of course, y'all know I can't really say names or whatever, but I'm a high school counselor. And when you're a high school counselor, you deal with children who are earning credits towards their high school diploma. And it always floored me that not just my school or people in general, but there are always parents that say, nobody called me, nobody told me my child wasn't passing, or nobody told me my child wasn't gonna. And you do get told. Whether a teacher calls you every day to say your child didn't do work in class, you're going to get a interim report and you're going to get a report card. Back in our day, maybe you could say nobody told you. Your child stole the report card out of the mailbox and you never got it. They took it and they wrote on it. They took a white out and changed the D to a B. Like, we were doing stuff like that all the time. But that's not the same nowadays. We have, like, everything that I can see as a school counselor in my system is what parents can see. You know, the platform that the districts use now give parents and students access to the same thing. I'm for real. Like, yes, I have more administrative rights and I can do some other things. But as far as the main screen that shows the grades and what the kid is doing in their attendance, it looks the same as for a parent. I have my child's system as a parent. And of course, I have access as a school worker, and I'm telling you, it's the same thing. You download it. Now, if you got the Blue Facebook app and you got the Instagram app, there's no reason you shouldn't have the Power School app. What we use is called Power School. I don't know what your state, what the schools use, but at the end of the day, it's just an app that you can download and you have 24/7 access to your child's grades. But more importantly, schools still do old school. We don't send out report cards and snail mail anymore. Even for your light bill, even for sometimes any other bill, you have the option to go And when you go electronic, they just email it to you. So we email the report cards, but you submit your email address and phone number when you're registering the child. So there's no way you didn't know. You know, if you're expecting someone to always call you, that's just not realistic these days. And when it gets crucial, will someone call? Absolutely. You'll probably get a call. But there were letters sent home, and there are times we do send letters, and even we sent certified letters. But you got to be on the lookout for it. If you're not looking for it and that's not something you're questioning, also the kids be so delusional. You can have the conversation with them, and the minute their parents get around, they will really play like they don't know what you're talking about. And they will really play ignorant with their parents, like you never had a conversation with them and you never told them anything. And I think about my job, that's the most frustrating thing. No one takes accountability as a parent. The blame is always on the education system. No matter what grade level you're in, your child is in, it's always the school's fault that something didn't happen. And I just don't subscribe to that. Whether I worked at the school or not, I'd never subscribe to that type of philosophy, because it's still my job to make sure that my child gets up every day and that they go to school. It's my job to make sure that they're doing their homework and they're doing what they're supposed to do, no matter what program they're in, whether they're playing sports, whether or not they are working somewhere as a 16-year-old, and whether or not they're in school. It's my responsibility. So yeah, I don't believe that. I think that we have to hold them to a different standard, and then if we're doing our part, then we have maybe the right or the ability to question maybe what's being done on the other end. But normally the parents that are keeping up with those things, they're not going to ask those. Like, I never called the school, even when my child didn't go to the school that I went to. I never had to call. I never had to say nobody told me he was failing. I saw it before they could even call me, because I kept up with that. So the minute a bad grade would go in the system, my question was to my son: why did you get a 0 on that test? Or why didn't you take the test? Or why did you get a 50? Did you not study? We talked about this. So the parent never had to talk to me. Okay, you need to talk to your teacher about making that up if you can. Can you redo the assignment? You have a project coming up, because I can see it in the grade book. It's not graded, but there's a date on it and it says it's due this date. All right, I see that you have a project, so I'm going to talk to you about that project. It's not hard. It really isn't. I saw a Facebook post that said, if you can keep up with that man and track him and know where he at all times, you can keep up with them kids at school. Now, that's not something I can say on any other platform but this platform. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? It gets to a point. So keep up with your children. And y'all my listeners, so I already know y'all do that. I ain't talking to you really. I'm just venting. That's why I said that, because this ain't no rant for y'all. I already know y'all do what y'all supposed to do. But if it's your cousins or your aunties or whomever, your friends, please tell them people to keep up with their churn, okay? Anyway, I guess we can talk about accountability. And I do know that that's a hard thing to do. I think that we all want to be victim. We all want to put ourselves in a position that people feel sorry for us, or that we say that something wasn't done so that it can be done. And people say, okay, well, if you didn't do it, then let me fix the issue. Let me help you out with it. Or, oh, woe is me. I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. But at the end of the day, it's always two sides to a story. And then the third side is the truth. We all play a role. And sometimes that role can be the bad guy or the good guy, or sometimes it's just a neutral role and things are just the consequence or reaction or action of something, right? And I think that when you're dissecting a problem, you should probably start with where did I go wrong, right? Ask yourself that question. Where did I go wrong? And see what you may have done differently. I'm not saying that person didn't wrong you. I'm not saying that you don't have a right to feel the way you feel about a thing when a situation doesn't go your way. But was there something that you could have done differently? And I always ask myself that. And even if I'm still mad at the person, I also take some of the blame. So then now I'm not as mad at them anymore, which is why I don't hold grudges, because I can see where I could have done something differently. I see where I played a role and there was something I could have done differently so that it wouldn't have gotten to this point. And the minute I can see where I went wrong is the minute now I got a little bit more empathy for the person, and I don't necessarily feel like the victim in that case, because I do. My issue is that I always feel like people should forgive me, because it's like, well, I understand what I did, and I'm saying I'm sorry, so why don't you forgive me? And they don't have to. And that probably is the hardest thing for me to adjust to. I just feel as though they have to forgive me because I said sorry. Even if I acknowledge what I did wrong, they are supposed to accept my apology. And ultimately, they don't have to. They really don't have to accept my apology. So if my voice is shaking, it's because I'm flapping my arm because it really hurts. And I'm trying to distract myself from the pain. I done squeezed it enough on this darn thing and it's just not working. But anyway, and I had to get over that. I really had to get over that and realize, like, they ain't got to forgive you. I know you want them to, but if them people don't want to talk to you no more, then them people don't have to talk to you no more. It's people that I felt like I've done so much for and I had been there for, and I did all these things out of the kindness of my heart, just genuineness, right? And then you've done all these things, we gonna count them as 10, 20, 30 things. And you know that you've been a good friend and you've been a good partner to these people. And then all of a sudden this one thing happened and they make you out to be the baddest, meanest, just most terrible person in the world. And then all of a sudden I'm never talking to you again because of this thing. But at the end of the day, they never saw what it was that caused you to have that type of reaction, because you never had it before. So, oh my God, this person has never acted like this with me before. So what is it that I did that caused them to do something so different than what they've done and how they've acted in the past? Like, nobody ever seems to think about that. And then it's just like, okay, well, I'm just not going to talk to you anymore. So goddamn, just forget everything that I've ever said and done and how I felt about you. All this one thing just completely deads the friendship, the relationship, because you got mad about this thing. So all I can take from that is that you really ain't gave a shit about me, because if you really did and you truly knew who I was and you knew my heart, you would understand that that thing came out of a place of frustration. Whatever it was, whether I said something fucked up, whether I did something fucked up, it came out of a place of fed upness, of just like, God damn, what the fuck? Like, what a girl got to do, you know what I'm saying? All my life I got to fight, right? So like, I've done all these things and this what you do, you know what I'm saying? That, like, something had to be done to me for me to feel like I got to go in on a person that I care about. It's always the case. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying that if you know me, you would know that it took something to get me to that point. I'm just not going to be this nasty, mean person. And if you think about it, have I ever been? And you too need to think about that when it comes to your friends. If somebody did something to you and they've never done anything crazy to you before, why would you be like, oh, well, I ain't talking to her no more because she was talking to my man behind my back? Did she ever talk to your man behind your back? Okay, well, why don't you, even if you don't be her friend, if you're not going to be her friend anymore, have a conversation to find out what happened, because your man a liar. And how you know he wasn't spitting game to her? 9 times out of 10, them niggas be lying. Like straight up, like, hey, she don't fuck with you. She don't think that you her friend. She don't really like you low key. She be talking about you. Like that man probably telling her every single thing bad about you. And even though she's been your friend for 15 years, every girl know that girls pillow talk with their dudes. So why wouldn't she believe that? And he done worked her, broke her down. She just a woman just like you, and she's vulnerable just like you. And you can understand, just like how you fell for him, how she might have. Again, I'm not saying that's the right thing to do. I'm just saying I can understand. And if I can understand how a person does a thing, I always am open to listen, because you had to have been in a desperate situation to do something so desperately, because it's not in that person's character. So if it ain't in the person, now the person always tricking off on your boyfriends, then that's just who they are. But if they've never done anything crazy to you, and I'm using that as an example, but it could be something like they took money from you. They, started talking to a friend that you guys said y'all were never going to talk to again, and you feel like they betrayed you. She might have told you a lie or kept a secret from you, and you felt like, oh, we were friends. She would have never kept that from me or whatever. Well, she never did keep a thing from you. So why was it that she needed to keep this thing from you? Why was it that he ain't tell you this thing? It had to have been a reason. And if you were truly a good friend, wouldn't you rather want to find out why they didn't feel like they could trust you enough to tell you? Why was it that they switched on you so quick and was willing to be so nasty and negative to you? Something had to have been going on with this person, because that's not their character. Like, don't judge someone by one moment. Judge them by the moments that you all have had over the lifespan of knowing each other. Why would you judge a person off of one incident when you've been knowing and doing things with this person for many moments before that? I don't get it. And this is why I don't ever hate anybody. I can't seem to do that. I might be mad that you did the thing, and I may not even want to have that type of relationship with you anymore, but I'm not going to hate you. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm blocking you. I don't want to talk to you again. I don't care if you're on the side of the road. I wouldn't pick you up. I wouldn't do all of this. That's just ignorant. Like, I just wouldn't talk to anybody who was probably there for me, who was probably doing stuff for me, would have picked me up on the side of the road, had picked me up on the side of the road. You know what I'm saying? Figuratively and literally. So we ain't got to be like that. Life is too short at the end of the day. So there's no need for you to treat people that way. You never know who you're going to need in the long run. You get what I'm saying? And it's just never worth it to burn any bridges, especially over, in my opinion, even if it's money, even if it's somebody that mess with your man, that stuff to me is pettiness. Unless them people had, I'm talking about, did something that caused them to go to jail, like, God forbid they murdered somebody you loved or something like that. I mean, that's an extreme example, but that might be, the most extreme thing that I'd be like, okay, I just can't forgive you for that. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know what you were thinking to even do something like that. Something extreme. They essayed somebody you knew, or a child or something crazy like that. It has to be, again, something extreme. I just, at my big age, don't know of a situation that somebody could really be like, okay, you my op and I don't talk to you because, we got beef. Beef about what? Like, what are we beefing for? I just don't see anything that's that serious to be mad about somebody about, and to not think that you didn't do anything, again, to cause that, or to feel like you gotta attack someone because nobody told you. Why would you do something like that? I feel like I'm caught off guard. Take accountability. Take a second. See what it was that you didn't do, should have done, XYZ, should have, could have, would have, right? And think about that before you say, you know what, I could have called. You know what, I should have asked. I should have done. I should have looked into it. It's a lot of things you could have done. And that means that you hold some of the responsibility of why a thing is a thing, the way the thing is thinging, right? You gotta own that. You gotta take it. I know it's hard for you to look yourself in the mirror, but I am a person that can't stand a lie. I don't like to lie. I ain't got enough care in me to lie. It's like, why would I want to tell you a lie? Oh, I don't want to hurt your feelings. I would rather tell you the truth than to lie. To me, lying hurts my feelings. Well, I got to make this up to you. Not to say I don't care about nobody that much, because people say that people lie to you because they care about you. No, tell me the truth if you care about me, because I can get over the truth. I really can, because the truth is explainable. You can always give me the why to a truth. The lie never makes sense. It never makes sense. And then now I'm left wondering, why are you trying to play me like I'm stupid? And that's another worst thing to do. Lie to me and then play me like I'm slow and that I can't peep game and I don't know that you lying. Oh, don't do that. Just tell me what it is, and so that I can get over it and move the fuck on past the thing, okay? Just don't tell lies. It's just, oh, nobody told me, I didn't know. You did know. You thought that it just wasn't going to be. Somehow a miracle was going to happen. You know, now I'm back to the school situation because I'm still in my feelings about it. But you got to take accountability, guys, because frankly, the fact of the matter is, it's your life too. And when things don't go the way that they are supposed to go, part of it got something to do with you at some point. It really does. You don't get things don't get to happen to you in your life and you think that you had no control over that thing. You always have control. You always have a choice. You always have options. There's no such thing as I didn't have a choice. You did. Now, maybe that choice comes with hurting somebody else's feelings. Maybe that choice comes with you losing and not winning, but you always have a choice. And you always have a decision to make, and you have to make the decision that's best for you. And sometimes people aren't going to like it, and sometimes they make the decision that's best for them and you're not going to like it. But such is life. So I hope this episode made sense. I am in pain. So, and if y'all know what I'm dealing with, give me some medicine that I can take. Send me to a specialist or something. My birthday's coming up. Send me a couple dollars or something. I'm bullshitting, but I need to go get a massage or something. I don't know what it is, but I know I can't do this every day. So it is what it is. Y'all have a good night. I'm even closing out the show different. Until next time, y'all, I'll holla. Bye.